Hello, my name is Vishal. Let's see the noise texture in Hypershade today. This is a 2D texture. We can find this texture in Hypershade 2D textures category, and we have here this noise texture. So noise texture is basically a random noise function which can be used to create some rough surfaces. Maybe it is stone surfaces or wet mud or reptile skin or anything of that sort. So to explore that, I just create a plane here, and I'll assign a blend shader and drop this texture. So I'm dropping this noise texture into the bump map, and then let's see the texture result here. Okay, so ultimately we can also visualize this noise texture in the node called height field utility. So I take the height field to better understand the texture. So I'm adding this into the displacement. So it should be out alpha to the displacement connection, and I'm taking a resolution of 400, and I'm just scaling this. Like that. Okay. Let's see what's there inside the noise texture here. We have the threshold value. Threshold will increase the overall brightness of the picture, where the white will be clamped to a value of 1. That means you see that flat area, because the values are higher than 1 in this case. So when I increase the threshold, the values which have the lesser value keep rising up, and they get saturated at the value of 1, like that. Okay, so that's the threshold, and we have amplitude, which is the overall multiplier of the value here for the noise. Black being at the same place, and the other values keep rising up and get saturated at the value of 1 there. We have a ratio. We have a frequency ratio. So I'll put the threshold value, or maybe the amplitude higher, to better understand the ratio and the frequency ratio. I'm removing the frequency ratio value, and if you see the ratio here, okay, it is basically controlling the waves of different scale or the larger scale, whereas frequency ratio is adding the high frequency within the bigger waves there. So sort of 2 layers of waves there. Okay, I'll put depth max value of 2, and then you should be able to see that. Okay, so it's turning into the high frequency noise there. Okay, so these 3 values control overall noise scale there within the layers. So there might be 1 upon 1 layer there. Inflection is basically gives you a kinged up pattern there. Right now the noise type is in billow. I'll put it to perlin noise, and then you see the difference in inflection. You should be able to see that sort of lines when inflection is turned on. We have the time value. When I change the time value, you see the noise is moving. I could see a bigger wave traveling that side and smaller wave traveling this side. You see that? Okay. So always I prefer to write an expression here. I write equals to time in this box, which will execute a time expression on the value. So if I play it, you see the textures keep moving. This is very much suitable when you are making water surface. Like that. Okay, we have the frequency. It is the overall multiplier of the frequency. High frequency gives me small waves and low frequency gives big waves. Okay. That's good. We have the implode value. Implode is the opposite word of explode, which means everything is pulled to the center. Whereas a negative value of the implode pushes everything away from the center, gives a bulge-like effect, a pinch-like effect. When you are pinching this, everything is pulled to this point. We can change that value. Now everything is pulled here just by increasing the value of, I think this counts for U and V. So you are either shifting in the V direction or you are shifting to the U direction. So defaultly, for making it to keep in the center, it is 0.5 and 0.5. I just set the implode value to 0. Now change the type to billows. Billows are just like balls, okay, bubbles. We have these options enabled here when you are in the billow. For perlin noise, they are locked. So when I am in billow, they are unlocked here. So when I reduce the density, now I should be able to see I was talking about the bigger wave and the smaller wave, 2 layers. So you could see the bigger wave ball is that way and smaller wave is this way. So let's see, when I am controlling the frequency ratio, it is controlling the size of this second layer, whereas the big layer is as it is. There is no difference in that. Whereas when I am changing the ratio, I am not able to see the difference here. Yeah, it's controlling the amount of this high frequency noise there, keeping that bigger one static. We have spottiness. Now you should see there is value randomness in spottiness. When I am increasing, certain bubbles are with low intensity and some of them are with the higher. We have size randomness, which makes random sized balls, one ball bigger and one ball smaller. We have randomness, which makes the texture, the placement of this balls are offsetted randomly. Okay, we have the fall off of this ball from center to the edge, linear. We have smooth, we have fast, we have bubble, so it even gives edge a stronger intensity and the center low intensity. Okay, then we have wave. Okay, it gives a wave pattern there. And we have wispy. Wispy is more a smear sort of effect in the noise. When we boil milk, the surface gets this kind of distortion in the bubbles where the intensity, I mean, it is something like boiling some hard thick liquid. We have the space-time. Perlin noise and space-time looks almost very similar. Okay. Now let's, if you want to animate a water stream, you can just go to the placement node and we have the translate frame here, right equals to time, and the texture will keep moving in the direction, and you can stretch the water and give a effect of moving water stream.